Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. This episode is different. This episode is based on a collaboration. I'm all about community culture and bringing awareness and positive events here to the city of California. And I've always talked about before where, you don't have to leave Salinas, California to become somebody, right? You could be somebody wherever you at. And I understand those people that really want to leave Salinas, for whatever reason, but I get it, but I love my 831, and like I always said, my heart is always going to be in Texas. But at the end of the day, here we are in the 831. So I'm all about positivity. I'm about community engagement and supporting one another. And today I'm doing a collaboration with my friend right here, Orlando from What's Grubbin'. What's up, bro? Welcome.
What's going on, man? Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, Rick. I know you've been busy. I know you've been, circling around, trying to get this going, try to, promote this event, right? Mm-hmm. So today we're going to dive in straight up to the event. But before we do that, I want to know a little bit more about yourself. Outside of What's Grubbing, who is Orlando?
Man, sometimes it's different. Every day it's different. So Orlando is somebody, born and raised in East Salinas. I've lived here my whole entire life. Mm-hmm. And I really felt you when you said, there's people that I think sometimes are like, man, there's nothing going on in Salinas. I want to go to, San Jose, San Francisco, LA, and not knocking them. But I think for me, definitely, I feel like, part of my fabric is Salinas.
Yeah.
And so I'm married to my wife, Denise. We have 2 little kids. So I'm a father, obviously a husband. I work in the medical industry. So I work for a hospice agency, and we provide healthcare, home healthcare services to folks that need it. I also I guess I'm an event organizer, of some sorts. Not certified. I don't have any special things that I've gotten that say that I am, but we've been now organizing a couple of community events for quite some time. Holiday events, conventions, and obviously things like this with these food truck events. Not only are we doing the food truck events, but now we're doing like a festival. Right. So it's going to be our first time doing a festival, and we're excited to do it.
Nice. So what part of Salinas did you grow up in?
So my parents have a house out there next to El Sausal Middle School.
Okay.
We've lived there our whole entire life, right there off of East Alisal. So the whole entire time that I was growing up, we were traveling up and down Alisal. So, Safeway, Montemar, the indoor swap meet.
Right. Safeway used to be right there.
Yep.
Cárdenas.
Yep, our Cárdenas.
Yeah.
Yep, Mi Pueblo back in the day too. So my parents have had a house around there for quite some time. And actually, when me and my wife bought our first house, we actually bought it kind of in the same area. So we live right now in Laurel Heights, which is right there off of Sanborn Street. So
when I was growing up, dude, I remember I had friends that lived in Laurel Heights, and I thought those houses were the shits, dude. I thought people with money lived there, dude, when I was growing up. Now ahora paso ahí, I was like, okay, they're just very normal neighborhood, And then when you say Montemar, I remember Montemar before it became Footsco.
Yep.
We used to go shop there. And mi mamá siempre le gustaba ir a Safeway porque dice que it was more organized, less people. I mean, there were people still there, right? La raza, pero no tanto como versus Montemar on a Sunday, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then Montemar, and then Safeway, my mom got upset, but then when she found out where they went, she was like, boom, she'll go to Safeway.
Yep.
Yeah, so that took me back, dude. I was like, Montemar, I remember that spot.
Oh, yeah.
Cuando estaba Éxitos Latinos, Dairy Queen.
Yeah. The other day, we were getting some flowers for Mother's Day. I took my mom over there, and we were getting ready for like a Mother's Day barbecue. And anytime I get, flowers, I know, there's, what is it, Swanson and Salachi.
Yeah.
I get it. But for me, there's nothing like having all of those flower vendors that are right there in front of Foodsco.
Yeah.
So we go out there. We there's a lady that I know that's been selling flowers there for years. And so, I think now more than ever, I think that every time I take $1 out of my pocket, I really want to be intentional with who I give it to.
Yeah.
And I still remember the first time I went to the lady, and I was like, hey, pero señora, no agarra Zelle, Venmo, tarjeta. And she's just like, no,
¿Qué es eso?
no agarro esos. And believe it or not, she goes, pero llévatelos. Ya después a rato me los pagas. And I was just like thinking like, damn, like, that's trusting of her.
Yeah.
But also when I think it's like when people give you that respect or that trust, I mean, you're going to give it right back to them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I went back there like, you know, like later on down the week when I was like, oh, you know what? I went to the bank. I took out some money and I went back and I gave them to her. She goes, sí, te digo, el dinero nunca llega tarde.
You know, that's crazy that you said that because you just reminded me when I was living by myself here in Salinas. I had my own bachelor pad, a little apartment, and I used to go to 7-Eleven right there on was it North Main on the Stop Denny's, going towards yeah. So I used to go to that 7-Eleven, get my coffee, and they sell a biscuit for $1. So I gastaba $2. And one day, my car didn't go through, and I was like, damn. The Indian guy, who was hella cool, because I built that relationship. Hey, what's up, amigo? What's up?
Yeah.
He's like, don't even trip, amigo. It's on me. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? So the next day I went, make sure I had cash, or you know, and I was like, hey, you from yesterday? He's like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I know you're gonna be back. So same thing, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
and so that's why I think that now more than ever, it's like we have to be intentional with what we do, with what we support, what we don't support. Because at the end of the day, like I know a lot of us don't really think that we have that power. But we do. We have spending power, and a lot. And there's a lot of us. There's a lot of I identify obviously as a Latino.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of us in California. There's a lot of us throughout the United States, and I think that we have to really realize how much we can influence the industry. So you know, I went over there and I went to go and grab some flowers with the lady. Well, after that, we went to go get some sodas right there at Foodsco. I was with my mom and my daughter, one of my daughters. And when I was going by, I go, "Hey, mom," I go, "Remember when we used to have the Dairy Queen right there?"
Yeah.
And she was just like, "Yeah, I remember that." And my dad really liked banana splits, so it's not like we got to do it like every week or like every other month, but once in a while when he'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, a Dairy Queen banana split, and we were all just like, "Oh, that's what we're gonna go get the blizzards.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get some blizzards." And it wasn't often like these kids nowadays, but you know, it's all good. It was a good memory, and I remember just thinking about that with my mom. So
I remember when we used to have minimum days right there in Alsasol. Either we go to Burger King or we go to Dairy Queen. Yeah, so I remember we're like, where are we going? Where are we going?
Yep.
Some of them will go to Burger King, and some will stay at Dairy Queen. And if it was too busy at Dairy Queen, we'll all go to Burger King.
Big old Whopper
Through the back alley
Yeah.
of
Yep.
Montemar. Well, now it's, what is it, Foodsco? No.
Yeah.
What is it?
It was
Foodsco, yeah,
factory
Foodsco.
to you. It was a factory to you for a while, right there on the side of Foodsco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CCMI Factory to you? It had another name, no? I forgot what it was. You could buy like 10 shirts for like $5.
I remember it used to Family Bargain Center.
Yeah, there you go.
Family Bargain Center.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
Family Bargain
I remember
Center.
one time my mom, I needed white shirts for a uniform at Southside. We were like the first class that we were going to wear uniforms. And my mom, she's like, "Ven, vamos pa acá." And we went. And dude, I thought it was cool because I got like 10 white shirts for like so little, you know what I mean? Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're taking me way back,
I
bro.
know,
I'm
no,
taking
for
me
real.
way back.
Well, I just remembered that it was called. I'm pretty sure it was called Family Bargain Center because we used to go either there or we would go to. Well, obviously we'd get our shoes, you know, at Payless.
Yeah.
You know, so we'd get there, and because it was me and my brother, we were real close in age. When the school year would start, you know, they always had like buy one get one half off.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd get my shoes and then, you know, he'd get his shoes. And then next school year, you would get another pair, you know. And
You know what? We were talking about that with one of my buddies. Was it yesterday? We were on our way to the bar just to chill. We were talking about back in the day. And I'm like, dude, do you remember having more than the pair of shoes that you have right now? Because he has a collection of Jordans, right? He's like, no. I'm like, bro, I remember that. My mom will buy me one pair of shoes. And that pair of shoes will last me all the way to next school year. You know what I mean? And they get another pair of shoes that will last me all the way to the school year.
Yep.
And now kids and days, dude, they have like, better shoes than I do.
oh, yeah, man. I hear you, dude.
When I was in high school, when I started working, I had the Hush Puppies, the Clarks, and my Reeboks, the white ones. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
I think a couple of us maybe, you know, I because I have friends like that as well, that I think like the memories of like not having more than just one pair. It's like now as soon as we got that first job, we're like, no, I'm gonna get that one pair that I've always wanted. I still remember the first pair of shoes that I got. I don't know if you remember back in the day, Lugs.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people
Yeah,
used to wear the
yeah,
lugs
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. So I still remember, I'll never forget it. I got these baby blue lugs, and they were like baby blue on the bottom. They had like a little strip through them, baby blue. They're all white. And I remember I didn't have enough money, so I like según yo, I collected money because my dad always had a landscaping business. So on the weekends, sometimes he would take us with them, and we'd be out there and like we'd like help him clean up, cut trees, all that stuff. And he gives us a couple bucks, and so I finally saved up for some, and then I went in there, and that was the first time that I had like I was like, wait, what do you mean I don't have enough money? They're like, oh, you forgot about the tax, and I'm just like, damn
it.
I go back to the car. My mom's there, like she's all like, oh, he's gonna buy his first pair of shoes, like she was all and she gave me the money. Según her, like, oh, I'll let you borrow it, but you have to pay me back, and so yeah, man, things like that. Like I said, some good memories.
Yeah, it is, dude. It is good memories, man. I'm just going back in memory lane. I was like, did you wear your lugs with the solos?
With the solos? No, you know what? My mom, I had a couple of tios, that my mom just really didn't want me to be, and so she would make sure that I wasn't wearing Ben Davis or Dickies, and I was wearing only certain colors and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And back in obviously, so I was born '89, so I grew up in the '90s, so it was on and popping in Salinas in the '90s.
It was. I grew up in La Costa Plaza, and it was popping back then, dude. It was popping. But, one of the things that I did say in the beginning was like, a lot of people, and I've heard it from those individuals, like, oh, man, Salinas people are closed-minded, there's nothing to do. And, now I go back, I was like, well, you literally didn't have a good relationship with the city, or you were never exposed, or I have no idea, right? But one of the things that I always say is, like, at the end of the day, I got this from, I forgot who I got it from, but it's like, you'll be successful where you want to be. Right? Even as an entrepreneur, or you go to school and then you come back, or if the money is not enough here based on your degree, then obviously, yeah, by all means, go somewhere else where you're going to make more money, right? But I just feel like Salinas has a lot of potential. I always say Salinas is a gold mine. I've always a gold mine, right? And now that seeing downtown growing more with more, we were talking earlier, growing more with more restaurants, more bars and stuff like that. I feel like, for me, I feel that's great, because back then you didn't have nothing. We were talking about also back in the day where I shared a little bit. I used to be a promoter back in the day with a buddy, good friend of mine, Sergio Alejo, and man, we used to be like on it, dude, promoting these events, comedy shows and this and that, and it's just now it's like, okay, cool, I could only imagine, like, man, if we would still be doing it right now, where would it be at? You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So that's a little bit of you, who you are. Obviously we went back to Time Machine and talked a little bit back in the days. I could go back and forth, dude, about Ankle Blue, the mall, I'm sure you have those old school pictures of everybody in the mall.
Remember Sam Goody too?
Yeah.
We'd always be at like Sam Goody when a new
CD would come out. There was a line waiting
Simon?
outside, or you could just call, or you like tenían release dates y ya lo pagabas ahead of time, like the Chronic 2001 cuando salió. Yo me acuerdo que todos estaban, everybody was making a line. I just walked to everybody. I'm like, I got my receipt prepaid.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, but man, damn, taking memory lane, bro. But anyways, you mentioned that you do a lot of stuff like certain events, right? And one of the events that you said, aside from doing community events, is coming with the name What's Grooving. How did you come up with the name What's Grooving?
So I have a buddy of mine, Dominic, and we were talking. We knew that there's something that happens when you sit down with somebody and you share a meal with them. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's just our, I don't know what the best word for it, but when you're sitting down with somebody, you're sharing a meal with somebody, you're talking, you're conversating, you're giving each other time. I've always felt like just the act of sitting around a dinner table and eating, I've always felt that that's very bonding, right? Mm-hmm. And so I know that for us, we wanted to do something concentrated around food. Because we thought it would be a good opportunity for people to come out, share a meal together, get to know one another, and do something. So we kind of looked at it like grub, like, like, hey, like I want to get some grub, but then we were like, well, what's grub? And like kind of like a spinoff of like, well, what's happening? Like what's going on? Like what's up? And when we were first thinking about it, that's where it came. What's grubbing? And then after that, we thought that we can make it more kind of like tying into a lot of different things. We wanted to do like maybe like a podcast where we could talk with people, business owners, politicos, community organizers, and just anybody that had a cool story.
Yeah.
So that was one of the facets that we wanted to do. We wanted to also do something around food truck nights, and I can't even remember the last thing we wanted to do.
So what was the idea behind it? Like, what was it during that conversation and dinner with your friend that you're like, hey, bro, we should do this, We don't see it here in Salinas. We see it in San Jose. I mean, obviously, San Jose, they have taco trucks everywhere. When they do the San Jose Earthquakes game, they have taco trucks everywhere. Like I said, my heart's in Texas. But when I go to Texas, dude, they have that. They even have like a everyday thing. They have this in downtown Austin. They have this lot. It's like a circle, bro. It's really nice. They have taco trucks. Well, not taco trucks, but they have loncheras everywhere.
Simon.
Different type of foods, bro. And then they have trees surrounded by trees, lights everywhere, music, beer bar, live music, stuff like that. So, any day you go and just chill there and have a beer.
Any day.
Yeah, or, ¿sabes qué? Instead of going here, let's go eat right there at that one spot, right? So I've seen it everywhere, and I've never seen it here in Salinas, and obviously I start seeing it when you promote it, you bring it up. Oh, it's pretty cool, But, what makes you different from other cities that have it on a day-to-day basis? It's already established. They don't do it like once a month or twice a month,
Well, one of the things that I always have appreciated is when folks started telling me sometimes they're like, hey, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's already been invented. You can get a concept and you can make it your own. So for us, you're 100% right. My why for doing events here in Salinas have always been, well, why not? Like, why not Salinas? Like, why don't we have a food truck night? I mean, they've been in LA forever, been in San Jose, San Francisco. This is nothing new. But for Salinas, it is. And I feel like Salinas is like a big little city. And I feel like you said, we have a lot of movers and shakers, but sometimes it feels like people aren't willing to give their time and effort and sometimes resources. Because while it should be ran as a business, because we have it like in our hearts to kind of like do something like this, it's not always about like, hey, can you turn a profit on this event, right? It's more like, can we provide something to our community that, one, they would enjoy, and two, our families and friends would enjoy. So it's not very different from a lot of other cities. It's actually kind of the same. It's getting together a bunch of food trucks. We have music. We have a beer garden. And what we try to do for our businesses is we try to promote them in the best light that we can. We have a couple thousand followers on Instagram and some more on Facebook. But what we try to do is we try to kind of be like almost like a business support for these food trucks. And we try to use as many of them that are here locally. So sometimes people are like, well, why am I going to go to the food truck night when I can go and get them, on Griffin Street and with no problem? I'm like, well, you can do that. But what we do is we come here, we put them all together. They're all in the same place. Some of them that maybe you don't see all the time. You see them all together. You can hang out. You can chill. You can make it a vibe. It's out in the open. It's on a weekend. And sometimes we do like jump houses. We do face painting. We bring like a basketball like simulation little trailer and stuff like that. Yeah. So we do like a couple cool little things there, and
make it family friendly.
Yeah. And so I would just say it's kind of like a lot of the other food truck events. It's just that Salinas didn't have one. So
not only that, you don't have to drive to San Jose, so you save yourself an hour. So that's a big plus for me. So
huge plus.
Yeah, huge plus, bro. So I mean, at the end of the day, I see the motive behind it. You want to give exposure to business. You want to give exposure to everything. And one thing that you said too was like, hey, how can this be a profit? But your focus is not that. Right off the bat, your focus is like, hey, bring your family, enjoy yourself, let your kids have fun. Because at the end of the day, look, we live in an agriculture business. 831 City, right? Everybody's busy. I always talk about this on social media. We live on a busy life.
Yeah.
We are always on the go, 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 go. And we never tend to slow down. Why not slow down with the family and an event like that? You know what I mean? To relax. Hey, ¿sabes qué, babe? No cocines nada. Let's go to scrub. Just chill. You know what I mean? Let the kids run wild. You know, and go from there. So I believe that's what it's all about. So you guys figured that out. You guys came to a plan. You guys came to like, hey, you know what? There's nothing like that here in Salinas. I mean, honestly, why not bring it to Salinas? You guys get to work. How was it like the first time you guys decided to do it? Then you say that you guys pull the trigger, like, all right, bro, let's do this shit.
Yeah.
You know, how was it the first time?
So, yeah, that's a good question. So the first event that we ever had was nuts. Like, it was crazy. I don't think any of the trucks expected it. The first event that we had 20 food trucks.
Nice.
20 food trucks. And out of the 20 food trucks, at the end of the night, there was probably only about 6 of them that still had food.
Oh, wow.
They all of them sold out. We had we had vegan food. We had Mediterranean food. What we've always tried to do as well is that Salinas has a lot of really good taco trucks, like really good. But they also have a lot of other food trucks too. And so we have like hibachi here. We have papa here, pizza. We have all of these different foods. So what we've tried to do the best is we've tried to kind of only like make like one of each.
You should. So, more opportunities for each food vendor to offer their products. You never know. Like, I remember one time I went to San Jose, bro, and I never tried Indian food, dude. You know, and I tried and I was like, holy shit, this is pretty cool. Yeah. You know, they sell tortillas the same as we do, you know, but it's a big ass tortillota, you know? And it was, I forgot what it was, curry chicken, or I don't even say. I might get bashed for it, but it was something good, delicious. Because the tortilla came with it. But, you know, that's what you want, right? That's awesome, dude.
You want to try something that you're not just going to try every other day. And so we couldn't get away from having only one taco truck because obviously there's just so much, right? So we ended up, we would do like one of the each of the other things, and we do like maybe 3 taco trucks to kind of like hacerlo nivel, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
And so it was nuts. Our first event was nuts. We sold so much, you know, again, we sold so much beer. We sold so many, the food trucks were just like selling food like crazy. We had live bands every single hour. We had a live band.
Nice, yeah.
And so it was real cool. It was really, really cool. And what I think ultimately made us pull the trigger was, again, we'd been thinking about it for some time. We have it at the train station where there's kind of like a really big parking lot that's underutilized. It's city property. So we basically went up to the city. We gave them our concept. We pulled permits. We got everything we needed. And it's been working out ever since. We're just creating a space so people could hang out.
Nice. Let me ask you this question. When you and your friend... What was your friend's name again?
My friend's name's Dominic.
When you guys just pull the trigger and you share with friends and family, what was their thought process behind it? Was this being supportive or like, dude, you're crazy, bro? Or like, it's not going to work out. Because you know how it is, dude, you know? You get those people like, estás loco. Or like, ni tiempo tienes aquí en la casa, you're going to do this, you know? So how was it? Like, share your experience on that aspect.
That's a good question. I like that question. Yeah. So Dom helped me with the name of the event. Luis Mejia, Matthew Castellanos, Martin, Charro, Chato, Don Pepe, Masa. All of these folks were always people that I can always depend on to do community events. We have experience doing other events. So the reception was, or the reaction was actually, it was an okay one. It was kind of cool. People were pumped up. They're like, oh, that's cool. You're going to do a food truck night, you know? Obviously, my wife's reaction was like, again, like, what are we doing now? Just because she always rides with all of my like funky, crazy ideas. Because again, there's been a lot of things that I keep on saying, why not Salinas? Yeah. When it was the sneaker convention, when we brought that to Salinas, I was like, dude, why are we going to the Bay? Like, why are all these people from Salinas and King City, Soledad, Gonzales, Greenfield, the peninsula, why are they all going to the Bay? Yeah. We can't do something like that. There's people that love sneakers here. So we did that one at the PAL. I think that was like in 22 or 23. And then we did Christmas in Gloucester Park. me and my wife for years had always been going up to Christmas in the Park in San Jose.
Yeah.
So finally, I was just like, what the, like, why are we keep on going up there? Why are we leaving our tax dollars out in another city? Why not leave them here? Because all of the money that gets made here goes right back to our community. So again, my why has always kind of been like, why are we going somewhere else? Let's build it here in Salinas. Let's get people that want to support us here in Salinas, you know. And a couple of the other guys, you know, have done El Grito. We did a Dia del Niño event as well, which that one was super fun. I think we all really liked that event.
What year was that?
That was in 20. We did it in 23 and we did it in 24.
'Cause I remember one, was it 2021? I think 2022, I was part of it as an MC with my buddy Junior.
Oh, yeah?
When we first launched the podcast, it used to be called Backward Journey Podcast. Stay tuned, they'll be back. But not with me this time. Anyways, but we were asked to host the Little Niño right there at the park. I forgot what the park
Cesar
was.
Chavez Park?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
that was us.
Yeah, we hosted.
If it was at Cesar Chavez Park, yeah, we did
hosted.
it.
It was pretty cool. We were giving out gifts. We were getting the kids engaged.
Yep.
Everybody was playing games.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did it 2 years in a row. And it was fun because again, I think that's one of the things that all of us have in common, that our North Star is like community, and all of us come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
All of us have like just a different upbringing. Again, a little bit more kind of like along the same lines, but I think a lot of us have kind of really wanted to make this better place for our families and for other folks' families. So
like I said earlier, dude, you don't have to drive to San Jose. You do it right here. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's great, dude. That's really. So your family and friends were on board,
supportive. I mean,
the only one that was iffy was the wifey.
Yeah. And wifey's always, wifey has to be like that with all of my ideas, because sometimes my ideas.
Did you face any struggles on that event, on your very first event?
For that very first one,
or just not just that one, but any other event after that you face some struggles? You're like, damn it, I never come across this situation, this problem.
Let me think. You know, there was a little bit. I think, as you know this firsthand. Mm-hmm. As an organizer, you're planning to bring a product forward. Yeah. So that's the plan. You have the plan. Okay, this is, so much we're charging. This is how many people could fit in the venue. This is how many people we need to get in the venue to, be able to cover costs. Yeah. So you do this whole analysis of like how it's supposed to go. Yeah. And then you let it rip. Yeah. And then shit hits the fan. Yeah. And so you're running here, you're running there. This happened, that happened. This person got mad, that person got sad. The delivery guy never got here, or something's not working. So one of the first events that we did, again, we did it there at the train station. The biggest issue that had happened was that it was just overly packed.
Oh, wow.
It was just, there was people were double parking places. People were parking everywhere. You had to like go blocks and blocks up. Like we didn't have enough traffic, like people doing traffic. So some of the buses that were going around there in the Greyhound, because there was so many cars that were parked around this like little loop for them to do a circle, they couldn't do it. So it got pretty bad when it came to parking. The city manager was there on one of our first ones. So it was kind of like one of those things where you're like, kind of like, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you.
I hope he didn't make a big deal, because it is pushing for what is it? Measure 51 or something like that.
Measure G.
Measure G.
Yeah.
I apologize. Again, I don't do politics.
Yeah. but you knew that there's something out there. Yeah. You know what? I think that when you try to put the community together, there's always kind of like that, you're trying to do something good. No lo estás haciendo con malicia. Like you're not doing something like to try to harm or hurt somebody. And I think that a lot of us have like a pretty good track record when anytime that we've ever submitted like any types of applications or permits or anything like that, we always try to do it like the best way we can.
You don't get no pushback from the city, nada?
No. Typically when they say, hey, you know what? We need you to put this many guards. Okay. Hey, you know what? I need you to move this here. Okay. Hey, on your site plan, we need to make sure that we see more emergency exits. Okay. And we want it to be like that because at the end of the day, again, we're not doing this for any other reason but the community. And at the end of the day, when you have the health department that's telling you, hey, I need you to follow these regulations. And why? So that people don't get sick, so that people can enjoy. Same thing with the city. Hey, you know what? You need to have a little bit more, hand washing stations, or you need to have a little bit more security, or whatever it is. We want the community to feel safe, and the only way that you're going to do that is by making sure that you're following all the rules. So I think we've built a really good reputation that we're going to be people that aren't going to we're not going to lie on our applications. We're not going to give any pushback. We're just going to do what we need to do to be able to make it a safe event for the community.
You want to keep that because you don't want Salinas to be like, oh, nah, dude, these guys are troublemakers or no hacen caso. That's good. That's good. How do you feel, dude, when you're walking around on your events and you see the family's engagement, you see the kids running around with their faces painted, you see dads or moms with the drink, you see that couple all lovely-dovely eating their cornbread or whatever they're eating, you know what I mean? Or su papa or whatever, how do you feel, dude, as an event promoter? When you're walking, you're seeing all that, dude, just happening around you, like, does it stop slow motion? Like in the movies, you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? How do you feel? And then you see the vendors saying, hey, ¿qué onda, Orlando? And chinga cocinando. And how's that feeling, dude?
It feels really good. Yeah. It feels like a relief because people are believing in the vision. People are believing that we can do something that is greater than what we've done. And so my biggest thing is, like, there's nothing better than hitting a bunch of points, right? That event hits a lot of points. One, it's economic development. So you're building all that tax money, tax base that they get back, that goes back into the city. The people that they employ, most of the time, because they're local businesses, that person lives here locally. So they're probably paying rent. They're probably getting groceries here. So that money stays in Salinas. And then they're promoting their business. And what do we want to see? Well, we want to see the next storefront of Paloma, or we want to see the next storefront of Ivan's Baked Potato. So you want to see those things. And then again, you have families that are enjoying themselves. Like, I think somebody was like saying like, oh, so, for the $10 of the Taco Fest tickets, like, what does it come included? And I'm just thinking like, man, we're going to have like obstacle courses. We're going to have jump houses, face painting, balloon making, basketball, things. We're going to have Hijos del Sol, what Jose Ortiz is going to be doing, stuff out there. We're going to have trucks, retail vendors, 2 stages. And I'm thinking like.
Is that Mr. Ortiz?
Yeah. Jose Ortiz is going to be out there. And so I'm thinking like, dude, if you told me, give me $10 and take your kids and we'll put them in the jump house for a good hour. Yeah. Hey, here's 20. Like, don't bring them back until 2 hours. Dude, go for it.
I would have told that guy, dude, if you want to charge you $30, bro, like, shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. That's good that you feel that way and then you see the happiness, within yourself, and also seeing that the vendors are happy, and they're able to take some money home, pay whoever they brought there as employees, get a little bit of extra left over, Was it, ¿cómo se dice? Ganancia, the profits. And that's really, really important. And sounds like that's not that sounds, but it is the number one goal. Make sure that the vendors are taken care of, right? Because at the end of the day, their food is what gets them working, right? So have vendors ever thanked you for helping them to grow their business?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, dude, if it wasn't for you, bro, I would have this exposure, stuff like that.
Yeah, I find it. So I used to have a small business back in 2018. I used to have a business called Tortas al Cien. And so we started off as a pop-up at the farmers markets. And from 2018 to 2020, so 2 years, it took us 2 years, we bought a trailer. So we had a food trailer, a 16-foot food trailer. And we got it in March of 2020 when COVID happened.
Oh, shit.
I think you know where this is going.
Yeah.
I obviously don't own a food trailer anymore, spoiler alert. We bought a food trailer in 2020. The shutdown happened, and we're just like, holy crap.
You still have it or not?
No, we sold it. We sold it in 23.
Damn.
Nomás duramos 2 años. So a lot of stuff happened in 2020. So my first daughter was born, Olivia. So she was born. We upgraded to the trailer. I always had a full-time job. So throughout, I've always had a full-time job.
Right.
And then I got elected to be on city council.
Okay.
So all of that happened in 2020, and then COVID, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it was just a lot going on. And one of the things that I think was always like the most secure was always my job. So when it came time to, like, we were getting employees, because there's a small business. It's not if something's going to happen, it's when something's going to happen. So throughout the years, we were just trying to weather the storm, and it got to a point where we were just seeing a couple of losses for some time. And we finally, me and my wife, just looked at each other and we said, you know what? Businesses are supposed to be made to make money, not to be losing money, not to be pulling money out of your own accounts and stuff like that. Not like for a hobby. It was an expensive hobby, if that. And so for me, I always had kind of like that. I don't want to say chip on my shoulder, because I think that very quickly I did kind of get a little upset, because the food industry, and especially our culture here in Salinas, it's very like, oh, you know what? Yeah, actually, I don't know who sells me my watermelons. No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't know who sold me this car.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I think that was another part of me that I became, like I said, dude, like the culture in Salinas should be like, hey, let's help each other rise up. Let's help each other. And so for me, one of those things that I always wanted to do is I always wish I had somebody that would help me promote my business. I wish I had somebody that had thousands and thousands of views or whatever, that can help me. I always wanted somebody that could point me in the right direction when it comes to, POS systems, graphic design artists, these companies. And throughout the years, I've used a lot of these people. And I've also built relationships with them. So my relationships, guess what? They're their relationships. And so the question you asked me is like, has any of the businesses like ever been like, happy or gave us the thanks for helping them with their businesses? And the answer is yes. There was one of them that I'll never forget. It was Michaela's Catering. They do Filipino food. It's really good, by the way. And I remember, she was telling me, she goes, Orlando, when we first started with What's Scrubbin', we had like 600, 800, followers, something like that. She goes, Orlando, we're almost at 10,000 followers. And I'm just like, and it's cool to see the development of those businesses, because again, I would have loved for somebody to be able to be like, hey, come with me, I got you. Pull up. And so I think that I try to do that for the vendors. Like when they ask me like, hey, where do you get A-frames from? I'm like, I got a bunch of them in my storage. You want one? Like, I'll go grab you one. And they're like, oh, where do you get the inserts from? I got somebody that designs them, and they ship them. They ship them right to your house. Oh, and I don't take nothing from them in that sense. And I get them hooked up. And but again, where I see that is helping, again, the whole entire system is one, they're being able to show people exactly what it is that they sell. So instead, maybe they just had a bunch of letters on the side of their truck that said what they sell. But I'm telling them like, hey, you know what? Like, you should put pictures. Like, a lot of people, the first thing that they do is they eat with their eyes. If your truck and trailer is nice and clean, they're gonna be like, oh, look at this place, really clean. If it's branded, they're gonna be like, oh, look at this place, is really branded. If you have all of those things, your likelihood of conversion goes up. Every single thing that you do, your conversion rate goes up. And so I think that I bring that kind of like that background. I've been in sales my whole entire life. I was working in the banking industry for over 10 years. And so all of that, all of that knowledge, all those relationships, I bring with me, and I assist them. So when Michaela's was like, hey, thank you. And I'm just like, yeah, no, you got it. Like that was the point.
Yeah.
And so it makes me very fulfilled knowing that there's somebody that we were able to help and assist and kind of, be part of it. It makes me feel good.
That's awesome, dude. Fun fact, my mom had a lonchera back in the day, bro, in 2007, and I used to help her out.
Oh, yeah?
I remember when she got it, my dad just had the letters like torta de asada, tacos de esto, and I was like, So I convinced them, hey, sell the basic shit. People that will buy on the coolers. Cause you know that, and I was the one that will go to the coolers, ask if my mom could park there.
Yeah.
The hustle, you know what I mean?
Hustle.
Oh, Simon, tienen sus permisos, they have permit. We have everything here. Boom, 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 boom. I'll take a binder with me. Like, oh yeah, she could park right there, dude. You know, and yeah, we developed this simple menu for those workers que salían de break, lunch, the cooler, you know?
Yep.
And then we also developed, my mom had a menu for the truck drivers, including vegan. Because we had a lot of, Indians,
Yeah.
you know, that vegan,
Yeah.
vegan burrito, vegan salad, and all that stuff. So we were able to transition. It was so simple menu, dude. You know, you didn't think about it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it does help out, dude, when you do a lot of pictures and stuff like that, yeah.
Huge, dude. Like, and I like that idea. Like, I wouldn't even have thought about that. But
No,
having everything just
yeah.
al alcance,
Yeah, I had everything, and then my mom's catering was all white. Se decía Lonchería Cámbaro, and then Lonchera Cámbaro decía, and then teníamos chrome rims, dude. So, dude, me and my dad would polish, fucking throw a shitload of armor on the tires. That truck always looked clean, dude,
Yeah, that's what's
clean,
up.
yeah.
Well, think about this. Like, these food trucks have come a long ways. I don't know if you remember, they used to call them roach coaches.
Yeah, roast coaches, because they look fucking. Hey, pero dicen que the roast coaches had the best food, bro.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, like imagine like now those trucks, those are like houses, or well, not anymore, not in this economy. But I mean, $100,000, $200,000 trucks.
Yeah, dude, my mom bought that lonchera, dude, if I remember correctly, for like 20,000 back in the day. Right now,
Oof.
man, let me ask you this
Yeah.
question, bro. Right now that you're doing these events, has it ever crossed your mind, tortas al 100, working in one of those events?
Yeah, it has. I one of the words, and I was doing an interview with somebody, and they were like, and we talked about like a word, and I was like, the word that comes to mind right now in my life is serving. It's serving, and I think that I've just naturally been, because I've always been in customer service. Everything is customer service too. Whatever you do,
Yeah.
if you have your own brand, it's like, okay, why choose me? And so I think serving is huge for me. Again, I think that a lot of times, when you have folks that complain a lot, they're the people that do the least.
Yeah.
People that complain, always seems like they always do the least. They do a lot of complaining though. But the reason I tell you that is because it was really satisfying. I used to be in a pop-up canopy, so it would have the mesh, so you'd see right through to where I was. So the customers would come, and it was almost like you were almost like an entertainer.
Yeah.
Like I was there, like chopping up the meat, haciéndose su torta, putting, and it was almost like a production. So it was fun. And the thing is that, we had like a torta that had hot Cheetos in it. We had one that had like grilled pineapple in it, al pastor, bacon, a mango habanero sauce. And so we were changing the way that here locally we were viewing tortas. Because anybody that's going to eat a torta, they're probably going to go to La Plaza Bakery. They're going to get an asada torta, aguacate, and queso fresco.
For an extra $2.
So you know what I'm saying? So and that's typically our torta fix.
Yeah.
But for us, we wanted to kind of put a spin on it. And so the way we created our concept was, we were like, hey, it's a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's a burger, it's a sandwich, it's a whatever, And so we really played to that. Nice. And we got like different flavors and stuff like that. So the answer is yes, it has gone in the back of my mind. But I think very quickly, I'm always reminded by the fact that the food industry, and this, because obviously, your mom had the lonchera, but it's not a 6-hour a day job. It's not even 8 hours a day job. It's more like all day.
Yeah.
It's you get home, estás lavando los trastes, estás haciendo las salsas, estás picando, you're going grocery shopping, you're doing all of this stuff. And so I think really quickly I had to like realize, like, dude, like, do I really want to be doing that?
You're gonna do it like once in a while, bro. Not gonna do it all the time.
Well, I think the way I've thought about it is I'm like, should I just come back? I've thought about it like that.
I mean, think about it. If you do an event aquí con Laces aquí and
every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks, just why not do it, dude? Tacos
Yeah.
al 100 coming soon.
Tacos
You
al
heard it
100,
here
yeah.
first and Live Life Podcast, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I have thought about it.
Well, I think you should do it because I know Luis over here was slobbering in the bag.
Oh, yeah?
Thinking about the tortas. But yeah, I think you should do it, man.
Yeah,
Like I
we've
said,
thought about it.
Just,
Maybe like
just once in the one.
We were gonna do it for a fundraiser. We were gonna do it for a fundraiser not too long ago. But again, it's so much.
Yeah.
And the cool part was that we did, when we would pop up, we would get a lot of support. We'd sell out like all the time. You know, we just have like little boards where you're
Well, especially if you have those type of tortas, they're like different kind because the basic one is asada, pastor,
Simón.
torta de queso, torta de puerco, milanesa.
Simón.
And now you have
Carnitas.
and then you have all this crazy stuff. Because allá en Texas, bro, they have this taco place. It's not your typical tacos, bro.
Okay.
They have different names. They're like the Hillary Clinton taco.
Ay, güey.
Where it's pescado con mango and no sé qué más. And then you have the president's taco, which it was asada mixed with sausage and all. It's like bomb tacos, but you can only eat like two because they were like really big.
Sí.
You know, I forgot the name of the restaurant, but yeah, dude. I mean, just like overall, man. You know, so I wouldn't mind making line for the tortas al cien.
Yeah.
Bro, so. Yeah,
And
stay
you
tuned.
might encourage me, man. After this, you might see them pop up somewhere.
Do you feel like your events have changed the perspective here in Salinas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that since our event, there has been a lot more of the events similar to what we do.
So you're saying people are
No. No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I feel that there are more night markets that have been popping up.
escorpiones no pueden ver
No,
nada bueno.
No, you know what's cool though? You know what is really cool though is that again, it's like we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And you know what? It's good to see stuff like that happen.
It is, bro, but at the same time, I agree with you and I disagree with you.
Okay.
The reason why is because, yeah, it's good. You know, takes a lot out of me. I don't have to do it again, right? If there's someone else doing it, go for it. Have at it, right? But the mentality sometimes is like, oh, I could do it better, right? And let me see how I get. And then slowly they start realizing, oh, shit, you know what I mean? I can't. It's a lot of work, you know, and then start taping her off. And then the real ones stay because they're consistent.
Yeah.
Because they know that even though it's not easy, they're still being consistent. Consistency kills, you know what I mean? Any out competition out there, right? So at the end of the day, yeah, you might have a lot of night events going on, but at the same time, I don't feel like they're going to be as consistent as you are, you know? Because you're coming from one event to another event, to another event, to another event, to another event, right? And you're being consistent, you know? And some of these individuals or event coordinators, you know, maybe they're lacking the team or personnel, you know what I'm saying? And you see it everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
You see it in anything people do. I remember my buddy, I've talked about this so many times. I want to say my buddy was one of the first details here in Salinas. And then he started promoting himself on social media. And the next time you know, boom, another one.
Really?
Boom, another one. And boom, and now everybody has a
Everybody
detail
does
business, you know
detailing,
what I mean? And my buddy's prices are, you know, they're he's expensive.
Okay.
He's good. He's beyond good, you know? And you got people that will, hey, you know what? I'll do it for $80. But it's not the same quality.
No.
And the reason why I started noticing that, bro, was my dad had a trucking business. He had a trucking business, so his drivers were like, oh, so he gets paid this much for this load? You know what? I could do what Don Trini's doing. So they get their own truck and trailer, and they'll go behind my dad's back.
Yeah.
Hey, ¿sabes que yo te hago el viaje más barato? And it's just like, you know what I mean? My dad's like, dude, like, you know, my dad will take it personal because, like, hey, I gave you your bonus. I will buy you stuff, you know, because my dad always took care of his drivers, right? And then it's just like, oh, you're hustling, bro. It's like, really?
Dang, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
dude?
I do see it from that lens as well. I think for me, because again, if you go to, what is it called, Lanthrop, it's out there, like kind of like going to Sacramento.
Yeah.
Again, they have like a food truck like rally. So again, I guess because we took the concept obviously from somewhere as well, right? Ours was a little bit more focused on just food trucks, right? Where there was the 831 market. I don't know if you've been to that one out in Sand City. Okay, so Sand City, man, I love their night market. It's really cool. It's like kind of like in the art district. There's a bunch of murals everywhere. It's really nice. It's they do it once a month, the first Friday of every single month, and I really enjoy it. They have craft vendors. Again, they have beer gardens, live music. They have lights and decorations. And so, who knows? I mean, maybe folks can say that we even copied them as well. But that's I think where for me, again, I think I've just seen a little bit more of them. It's kind of like when you buy a brand new car. And so you're in the Chevy 2500 and then you start seeing a bunch of 2500s all over the place. Like, maybe it's a little like that. Maybe there was already markets going on and maybe we just weren't noticing them. But for now, I can definitely tell you that we've seen a lot more of them, and that's cool because you know what? It's not just my idea, and I assist. I go to the other markets. I go out there and I support. I throw them up on our Instagram page. I tag them and everything in any way that I can continue to help because I know how hard it is to do those.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like I kind of look out like kind of like, hey. Like, I see you, and so I think that's kind of where I just, it's,
You're like,
it's, what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's
no,
cool.
dude,
It's
trust me. I know. I remember when I first started this venture as a podcast, dude, everybody was hating on me, bro. Everybody, you know what I mean? And then, boom, everybody's doing one, and it's like kind of like the same concept that I'm doing.
Simon.
And it kind of discouraged you for a while at the beginning, but like I always said, I'm a firm believer that whoever you surround yourself with, and then know how valuable you are, they're gonna push you to be the best version of yourself, right? And I always say this loud, and I said it in front of him. Juan was been the big pinnacle here on the success of Live Like Podcast. If it wasn't for him, dude, I would have been continued this far, not because of saying someone else is doing the same thing. Like I don't think they're gonna tune into mine. But at the end of the day, it comes down to being consistent. You know what I mean? Outworking. Not just for yourself, but like how bad do you want people to know? Like for me, the purpose of Live Like Podcast is to bring people to share their journey. People like they've gone through something so traumatic or something that, and being the fact that I had someone, that first generation immigrant that is a doctor here at the Natividad Hospital, boom, being able to interview a lawyer, Chris Kane, you know what I mean? Like, this is amazing. Having my prima here, she's an officer in Gilbert, sharing her journey, her one incident she had, law enforcement. Having a grupito, which you're gonna have at the Grupo Origen, seeing their hunger, and it just fills my heart. Is at the end of the day, it's like I'm exposing people from 831 that people were not even aware of. You know what I mean? So that fills my heart and outweighs everything that everybody else is doing. Because I know that what I'm doing is not for clout. It's not for clicks. It's not for likes. It's not for views, But at the end of the day, it's genuine. And I think that's where we both come in, you know what I mean? We're not doing it for, again, clout, clicks, likes, or millions of views. We're doing it because this is our way of giving back to the community.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
It actually right now, to be able to get somebody's message out there, be able to inspire other people, because that's another big thing, right? Like I mean, like obviously where a lot of us grew up and the way we grew up and the decisions we made, we saw stuff, we did stuff, and so for me, being able to show folks like, hey, it's really not even how you just start. It's about how you finish. It's about your mentality.
Yeah.
It's about being humble, and it's about saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to choose a life that is now giving more back. I always used to look at it like that because, again, going back to Torta Salesian, that was really what made me start doing a lot of community work, was that I had like this immense appreciation for every single person that made a decision to go to our small little pop-up, take money out of their pocket that they had been working for the last 2 weeks to get a paycheck. And they made the decision to spend their money with us. Like, I had just this appreciation, because I know sometimes we take stuff like that for granted because everything's just so transactional and so fast that sometimes you don't really like sit down and think like, damn, you could have gone to
McDonald's or something, and they went
Round
to you.
Table, Little Caesars, the list goes on, and the list is long. But you made a conscious decision to come and support my business. So again, we had like this, like, we were like, dude, we're supporting Little League. We're supporting, City of
giving
Salinas.
back, yeah.
We're giving back. There was times where we would go to events, big events. I remember this one time we got this like big event from like Progressive. We had like Progressive hitting us up from like the East Coast. And they were just like, hey, we want to, contract you because we're doing something, out there in Monterey County. Da, 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 da. And we had all these tortas left over. And so, at the end of the night, all of us were super tired. It was a huge event. And, we went back, drove over to Chinatown. And again, we didn't have to do the, hey, look at me. I'm right here, I'm filming. And
right here in Chinatown, follow me on this.
And we just opened up the trailer, opened up the hielera, and we just were like, hey, what's up? And then people were like, hey, here's one, here's two, boom, 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 boom. And things like that, to be able to give back when we never thought we would be in positions to give back.
That's awesome, dude.
We have to continue to, like you're saying, tell that message. Hey, I could do it. Why can't you do it? I'll never forget. This is again the thing that, again, I think I'm a huge believer. I'm religious. I'm a believer, and I'll never forget the message I got from a childhood friend, his sister. My boy Jose, and his sister hits me up after I won an election in 2020, and she goes, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to have gotten to know you, to see the way you grew up. I never would have imagined you doing something the way you did. And now you're creating a path, and I'm able to show my son. It was her first, like, it was like her firstborn son and stuff like that. She goes, I get to now tell him about the stories of somebody like you, that you did it, and I get to talk to him about how you grew up, and the things you did, and look at this could be you, because it's a lot harder to walk a path that is unpaved. When you have somebody that's already paved the way, it's and it's cool, because it's like, there's a roadmap. There's a roadmap, and now we get to be those roadmaps, or we get to talk about people that are those roadmaps. And I think, I was saying this, the other day, but I think that a lot of times we don't think that we can be examples, but sometimes, like, you could be an example. And I think it's the humbleness in a lot of us, or it's like I was telling him, like, in the neighborhood, it was always kind of like, you ain't shit. Like cálmate, güey. Like, no sé, like, cálmate, huh?
I have a friend who'll be like, viene Mr. Joe Rogan. And I'm like, shut up.
Right? And we're always like humbling ourselves. And at the end of the day, though, like, look at the message that you're spreading.
I agree with you 100%, bro. Because as the year went by, but a year went by on this podcast, this journey. I get the feedback from the guests, like, dude, thanks for giving me the platform. I appreciate keep doing what you're doing. And I hearing it all the time, dude, it just fills my cup more. You know what I mean? Yeah. What about lo mismo? It's not for the clicks, likes, or whatever. I'm not like stressing like, oh, nobody saw it. I'm like, dude, it's out there. You know what I mean? Whoever's gonna watch it. So, that's good.
You're putting Salinas on the map.
Yeah. That's my goal.
You're putting
Salinas. Because I've always been like, what? You have all these big podcasts that bring famous people and stuff like that. What about the real hardworking people, right? We in Salinas have entrepreneurs. We have business owners. Why not share their journey? And when you hear their journeys, bro, you're like, whoa. And like you said, if they could do it, I could do it, right? And that's the whole purpose behind it.
That's the whole purpose.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, right? All right, bro, so let's move into the big event.
Okay.
This is your big event that you're doing on May 30th, 31st.
Yes.
Right? Saturday and Sunday at Salinas Sports Complex, home of the California Rodeo and the monster trucks. I love monster trucks, bro. You know what I mean? But anyways, you're hosting this event. I want to know what got you interest for you to say, you know what, I'm going to do a taco fest. Like, what got you into it, dude?
So again, festivals, right? Like, we got to a point where the Tavares Car Show hasn't happened. And right now it's not. I don't think it's even scheduled to happen this year.
Not this year.
The Ink at the Bay used to be in Salinas, and now it's no longer in Salinas.
Oh no, they moved it back to
They
Monterey.
moved it back to Monterey.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wonder what happened. You guys know the chisme? Let me know.
And then you have things like the Artichoke Festival. They got canceled. Yeah. You know, you have the Salinas Food and Wine Festival. They got canceled.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it's like all of these things are getting canceled. And somebody hit us up and they were just like, hey, why don't you guys do a festival? And we're just kind of like, oh, wishful thinking. Like, thanks, I appreciate that. Like, but it's a lot of work that goes into this stuff. A lot of months of planning. We've been planning since the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
And things change, things shift. And so for us, somebody basically was like, hey, why don't you guys think about doing a festival? And then we're like, what possible festival could we do, you know? And with our experience, you know, we're like, the concept came up and we're like, okay, let's see what would be a good concept. We came up with the taco festival. We did something similar last year for Monterey Bay FC. And we had already been talking about it for some time. So, you know, we pitched them the idea, and then they really liked it. And then, you know, we talked about it a little bit more, and then maybe it wasn't going to happen, but then we just got right back into it. We did it. It was a success. And, and again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like an exclusive concept, you know, it's a concept that happens in Santa Maria, it's Madera,
Paso Robles.
Paso Robles. And so, so we started thinking about it, and then we're like, hey, you know what? Let's do it. And we wanted to do it at the biggest place that we can do it, which is the Salinas Sports Complex. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it came about, that we were like seeing that there was like a really big void of like car shows that weren't happening, festivals that weren't happening. And so we really wanted to bring something that's cool, that's entertaining, that's fun, family friendly. And we decided to do it over 2 days because we just had so many ideas that were like, we can't cram it all into one. Let's kind of separate it a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's where the concept came from, and yeah, that's kind of how it came about.
I feel like a lot of those events that you mentioned, dude, the reason why they've been canceled is one, they don't have the personnel that thinks like you do for the community. You know, they probably see the overwork load that they're gonna get, like, screw this. Oh, sabes que ni hacemos dinero. We don't make profit. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? You can't be thinking like that. You gotta think about the city, you know, first and foremost, the community engagement, you know, and a lot of it has to do too who's doing it, what individuals doing it, you know. And I feel like if they would put you to do the Salinas Festival, the wine festival, then it'll be a success. If they do the artichoke, it'll be a success. If they do all this,
Thanks,
it'll be
man.
a
I
success.
appreciate that, brother.
You know what I mean? So all right, so that's how the Taco Fest idea came about. Because you had success already, you know, and you're like, all right, let's bring that to Salinas. You know, obviously there's different cities they offer it. You know, what separates this Taco Fest from the rest that you've seen?
Okay, so that's the question right there, right? That's the question. So,
So si yo te dijera, a ver, let me add this sauce to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've been to the one in Paso Robles, bro. Like, what difference would I see in this one?
So for me, again, it comes back to organizational capacity, right? So for us, that's a huge thing, aesthetics. So we think about almost every single thing that the event is going to have. We think about the schedule of the event. We think about, if I were to come to a Taco Fest, what would I want to do? I just want my socks to be, you know, just knocked off. I know that we're going to have we're going to have 2 stages. So we're going to have 2 stages. We're going to have one that's going to have performers. So obviously, like, Origen's going to be there. We have Chicano All-Stars. We have Quien Sabe. We have the Rudians. We have a lot of local bands that have been playing really good music for a really long time. Again, one of our events is always to create platforms. We think that if we can create a platform, or if we can help and build other people's platforms, we want to collab with them because we want to show everybody and showcase everything that Salinas has.
Yeah.
So, so we got like a couple of, so we have 2 stages. The other stage is going to be DJs. So we have like a bunch of DJs that are going to be there. and that's going to be on stage number 2. That area is going to be like a 21 and up area. So, the whole entire place, you can have an adult beverage, but, if maybe, you're over next to the kids zone and, you want to have a little bit more fun,
More freakish.
if you want to have a little bit more fun,
Yeah.
you can do that with all the adults that are going to be in that 21 and
Ay,
up
pensaba
area.
que si alguien que hace twerking in the back. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
well, I mean, we're gonna have some of the best DJs out there,
Yeah.
So in that 21 and up area, we plan to have its own food truck there.
Okay.
We plan to have like different, canopies and tables so that people could sit and hang out, hear the music. We're going to have DJs. So every hour they're going to be playing 1 hour sets. We're going to have a beer garden there. We're going to have cornhole, drinking games. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff there that we want to make sure that adults can be adults. So if you want to hang out right there and you want to take your food right there and just hang out, and you don't want to be, looking at a little, Jesus kind of just chilling right there. You're over here shotgunning beers, and you want to just, be a grown up. We want to allow folks to be able to have that area because we do have a kid zone there too.
Yeah.
So not only do we have the 2 stages, not only are we going to have a 21 and up area, we're also going to have a kid zone.
Nice.
So there you can do face painting. You could do, there's going to be like balloon makers there. We're going to have a basketball simulation. We're going to have a shooting range as well. It's going to be there. Yeah, it's going to be there. It'll be cool. We're going to have, Jose Ortiz is going to be there doing arts and crafts and different activities. And we're going to have a bunch of jump houses there as well.
So you're going to have a wrestling matches too?
Oh, yeah. And then we're going to have the wrestling too.
Are they like the wrestling match or are they going to be like the mud wrestling match with some hot chick?
So it's going to be the other one.
I would like to be the ref for that one.
We're looking for a ref, by the way. No. But yeah, we're going to have the luchadores right there on Saturday as well. So from 5 to 7, we're going to have them. When you come in through the gates, we're going to be having mariachis that are going to be greeting you as you come in. So we're going to have mariachis there for a couple hours. And we're going to have over 30 different food trucks. We're going to have over 40 different retail vendors and arts and crafts vendors.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing a taco eating contest. So, if you know anybody that's a taco enthusiast, we're going to know
somebody.
we're going to be giving out awards. And then on Sunday, we're going to do all of it the same, but we're just going to, instead of the lucha libre, we're going to have a car show. So we're going to be bringing cars over there. And we already got a bunch of people that have pre-registered. And so we seem to think that with everything that we're going to put together, from the mariachis to the stages to the sounds, we have videographers and photographers. Shout out to LC1 and shout out to Juan Avila that are going to be there.
Only the best.
Yeah, and so they're going to be capturing those moments. And Media Knowledge Group as well is going to be teaming up with LC1 and Juan. And so we're going to have a really, really good a media team that's going to be there. Again, telling that story of Salinas, the people of Salinas, the activities of Salinas. We're going to have, right now, I think we have over 35 different content creators as well.
Nice.
So we're making this into a hub for content creators and foodie bloggers to be able to come in here. Again, not only are they building their platforms, but they're also building the platforms of the people that we have there as well.
Not only that, but they're exposing more businesses. Yeah.
And so it's 2 days of fun, and I'm going to do a shameless, shout out. But if you guys have not gotten your tickets yet for the Taco Festival, you can get those on Eventbrite. So they're $10. So if you we think.
Come on, man, $10 for all this for 2 days, you can't beat that price. What are you most excited about this event?
Man, you got some good questions, man.
I'm the best, bro. I'm the best.
You got some.
I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there will be. Quote from Bret Hart, the Hitman Hart. Bret, the Hitman Hart from WWF.
I think I'm looking forward to. Shit, man. I mean, It's gonna be a good time. I am looking forward to seeing the taco eating contest.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that's gonna be fun to
So
see.
they're free to eat as much as you can. Y si no, pues you pay for them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We haven't even really drawn out like the plan of like
Is it
how
one
it's gonna
tortilla or
be.
two tortillas, bro? It has to be two
It
tortillas.
has to be two
Yeah,
tortillas.
it
Yeah,
has to be tortillas.
has to be two tortillas. I agree with that. It can't be one
I
tortilla.
mean, Luis the other day ate like 13 tacos, bro. So I don't know if he could probably
Wow.
get in there.
No, you know what? I think he already signed up too. I think he already signed up to be on the taco eating contest though. He might take it, you know. But I think I'm looking kind of forward to that because I always see like the hot dog eating contest and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
on ESPN.
Yeah.
And so maybe we can do some pretty good footage on the taco eating contest. I think it'll be
Nice.
fun. It's just, you know, we're gonna probably do like a small prize and maybe like a trophy or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's cool, dude.
So yeah, I think that's what I'm looking most forward to. Obviously, there's a lot to choose from, so you're just gonna have to come out and see what's your.
When is the taco competition? On Saturday?
So we're gonna have one on Saturday and one on Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so they'll be the champion from.
How about you
Saturday
do this
and
one, bro?
Sunday.
The one that wins on Saturday and the one that wins on Sunday, they have a duel on another day. Ay, güey,
Ooh,
sí.
maybe at the What's Grubbin event.
There
They
you
have a
go.
they
There
have
you
a
go.
showdown.
Just them two, dude. Showdown. Who's gonna be the king of the taco?
The king of the taco. Órale. Yeah, you know what? Not a bad idea, man. I like that.
What's the most stressful part of organizing this event right now?
What's the most? Oh, you know what the most stressful part is? We feel that we are putting all of the best stuff forward.
Yeah.
We got some of the best media people out there. We got some of the best security out there. We got one of the biggest venues out there. We're trying to organize it the best that we can. We're really thinking about everything. The hardest part, the most stressful part is, will people show up?
Mm-hmm.
Will people support our event? Will people find that we don't have something like this in Salinas and we want to continue to bring these things to Salinas, but will you support it?
Yeah.
Will you get your tickets? Will you buy your tickets? Will you go there and support other small businesses? I think it's going to be a fun time. I think I mean, the way we're imagining in our heads,
I'm already picturing like, shit, this is badass, dude.
it's going to be cool. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, bro. We can't focus on like, is people going to show up? People will show up. You know what I mean? People are going to show up. They're going to see like, oh shit, they're going to be looking forward for the next one next year.
Cool, man.
And
Give me
whoever
those
didn't show up on
positive vibes.
Saturday, they're going to be like, hey, you know what? You missed out. Go on Sunday. You know what I mean? And who doesn't like a car show? You know what I mean? So it's going to be awesome, bro. What has your journey been doing this event, this main event? Besides stressful.
Yeah, I know. You know, I think it's just been the challenging ourselves. If you go right now to our Instagram page, we're putting out at least 2 to 3 pieces of content a day. Right now, our reach is every 30 days. Our reach is about 1.2 million, views and stuff like that. Nice. So we're really hitting it hard. We're looking at all of the analytics. It's a real challenge. We're challenging ourselves to basically say, okay, what does it take to be able to do something and showcase something like this? We have, email blasts that are going out. We have text message blasts that are going out. We have paid ads that are going out. We're in a couple of different newspapers. We're here doing podcasts. So we're really trying to do every single thing that we can to try to promote the event. So I think that journey in itself is like, dude, you got to dig deep, like create graphics and content that people can relate to. And why can they relate to? Because if they can see themselves there, then they'll probably show up.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably been the toughest journey out of all of this, is really digging deep and seeing like, damn, do we really have what it takes to put this thing on? Because again, in here, it looks good.
Yeah.
We're putting all of our best foot forward. Now, when it comes to game time, are we gonna win? Are we gonna do it?
Yeah, no, I get you, dude. But You know, that's what it comes with the job. You know, as an entrepreneur, as an event planner, you know, you don't know the uncertainty, right, until you do it. So at the end of the day, it could be great or it cannot be great. If it's not great, you go back to the drawing board, figure out what was wrong,
Yeah.
what went wrong, and then come back stronger on the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, where do you see what's growing in the next 5 years?
So I I feel that we want to try to impact even more small businesses. Whether that's at the train station, whether that's at a different location. So I see what's grubbin still being around, but I feel it. I feel that it's probably going to expand. Even outside of Salinas. So who knows? Maybe we go and do an event out in Watsonville. Maybe we do one in Soledad. Maybe we do one in Hollister or Seaside. So again, maybe change of location in the next 5 years. Um, Maybe adding a couple of different vendors or types of vendors. Um, so I just see it, continuing to be able to produce. Because who knows? Maybe like you said, who knows? Maybe we start producing a food and wine festival, or maybe we start producing a Michelada Fest, or a Carnitas Fest, or a
Dude,
Aguachilas Fest,
Carnita
or
Fest will be bomb, bro.
yeah,
You bring all these guys to the Carnitas, figure out who's the best
who's the
one.
best one?
You know, in San Jose, bro, they do this barbecue cook-off. I forgot the name of it. They do it every June. So what they do is all these people that want to participate, they sign up, right? And they're cooking. But they only give a sample. People will buy tickets for that sample, right? And it's
Okay.
just a little small sample. And then at the end of the day, on Sunday, they vote who won the award for the best barbecue, right?
Okay.
But during that event, they also have food trucks everywhere, and then they have music and they have a beer garden. But then you have all the guys cooking. You can't go and buy like a rack. You have to go buy tickets through the inside of the event, and then you give them the tickets and they give you like a sample, and then you scan it. You choose who's gonna win.
There you go.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
something
I
like that.
mean, a barbecue cook-off.
I think we're gonna partner up right here. We're gonna do
There we
something
go.
big.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna tone it down with the last couple of questions, bro.
Okay.
What would you say to someone that is scared to start something? What would you say to them? What would your advice be to them?
I would say think it through, plan the best you can, don't be scared, and execute. I'm a firm believer in that a lot of times we're the only ones that are in our head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we worry about stuff that's not even there.
Yeah.
And we do it a lot. A lot of people do it. You know, not everybody, but a lot of people do it.
Yep.
And fear has crushed so many dreams. I never thought I'd be in the position I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would have never. I think that I always dreamed of like having like a wife, being married.
Yeah.
Having kids, owning a house, being a person that people can relate to or respect. Just somebody respectable. You know what I mean? Like I never. I know it sounds kind of like, oh, you never thought you'd be something or someone. Nah, I never knew what I was gonna be. And so I would say that anything is like literally, dude, anything is possible now in this day and age. If you don't know the idea, chat GBT it.
Yeah.
If you don't know the research, Google it.
Yeah.
A pop-up, go and start off at a small scale and then go bigger.
Yeah.
But I would always say, for me, I would just say, hey, you know what? Échale ganas. Like, just do it, because you're never going to know. Like I know people are always talking about like older folks are kind of like, do you have any regrets in life? And, sometimes they do. Sometimes a lot of people have regrets. Like, why didn't I take more of those trips?
Yeah.
Why didn't I buy that second house? Or why didn't I force myself to save a little bit more, or whatever it may be? But there's always a lot of regret. And I think that, if it's not going to harm you too much in the pocketbook, if it's not going to, put you on a path that's bad, going to end you up in jail or anything like that, it's not going to harm you or hurt you, échale ganas,
Yeah.
anything can happen. What if it hits?
Yeah. It's like my motto, dude, when I was going through my journey when I was sick, it was always live life. I would tell everybody, you got to live life because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Tomorrow's never promised. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. So live life, you know? Do the best you could do today. No grudges. Let it go as much as you can.
Oh yeah,
That's
a good one.
Yeah, let it go as much as you can and just start all fresh tomorrow because tomorrow's a new day. It's a reset button. Every day it's a reset button to become a better person, you know, in life. I'm gonna ask you a personal question. It is a personal question to me because I asked this question to my friend. We were on the phone the last time I spoke to him, and he was going through his journey. And for those that don't know, I'm gonna share this. My very good friend Sergio Alejo, que paz descanse. We were talking about legacy, and I was like, dude, what do you want people to remember you from, right? And his answer was like, dude, everything I did was for my family. You know, everything I did was for my family. That's what I want them to remember me. Not from all the promotion I did, all the stuff that we did. He used to call me my Trini Logs. So I want them to remember me for what I did. Everything I did was for my family. What do you want people to remember you from?
I would say I'd probably say for somebody that always had Salinas in their heart, like somebody that truly, truly, truly believed that Salinas could be bigger than what we all imagined it to be. I think that along the journey, folks know that the most important thing to me is my family. My daughter Olivia, my daughter Sophia, and my wife. If anybody knows my wife, we're just like a total yin and yang, and it works so great because I'm more like vámonos, vámonos, vámonos. Yeah. And my lady's a lot more like chill and kind of like, hey, you know, like, yeah.
She's your balance.
She's my balance.
Yeah.
And so folks know that they're always in the forefront of everything I do. A lot of times too, it was always kind of like, why are we doing this? You know why I'm doing this? Because it's the right thing to do. Because I want the world that my daughter grows up in, I want it to be the best city that it can possibly be. I remember, I'm sure, you know, obviously growing up in the East Side, you're very familiar with Hebron and Fremont Street.
Yeah.
So right there on that corner where they were right there, you know, it's Hebron and it's Fremont.
Yeah.
And so the Hebron Heights Center was there. And recently, in the last couple of years, it was demolished. And then when I was serving on city council, we found the money to be able to get it built. You know, we got $8.1 million from Robert Rivas, which is an assembly member in Northern California. And the city had the political will at the time because we knew it was the right thing to do. We knew where that recreation center was.
Right.
The people that are from there, we know what's up.
Yeah.
And we knew how important that place was to our community. But if you don't have political will, then you're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to find the funding, especially almost double the amount of funding. And so the reason I bring that example, the reason I bring the Closter Park just got a makeover, almost $10 million. Same thing. We knew that that's what needed to be done.
Yeah.
We knew that that's where the investment needed to be made. And one of the biggest reasons, again, kind of going back to legacy, I want folks to know that I really truly believed in Salinas and what it could be. And so much so that I was willing to roll up my sleeves, serve my city in a 4-year term, you know, go through it some nights where you couldn't go to sleep because of decisions, you know, and I was willing to do whatever it took to make this place a better city for my family, my kids.
Nice.
So I would say that that's something that I want to leave behind. I want to leave behind that love for Salinas, because I work here, I live here, and I always tell people I'm gonna die in Salinas. I don't want to go anywhere else. And hopefully my kids stay here. I don't know about them, but I'm gonna try to tell them, like, hey, like you said, if you can't make it in Salinas, you're gonna make it nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, don't be giving me this like, oh, I need to leave town to become something. If you're really something, you can be it in LA, you can be it in San Francisco, you can be it in San Jose. But if you ain't really the real deal, then you ain't gonna make it anywhere. Yeah. And so that's what I would like to leave behind. That's a great question. That's what I'd like to leave behind.
Nice. Well, my last question before we go to the details of the event, that which I'll let you handle that, will be, I always ask this question to my guests, right? And I know this is a collaboration to promote the event. And not only that, dude, because I want people to know who you are more.
Thank you.
Raw, right? More real, more raw. Like, hey, who's Orlando? Who's the guy behind promoting this event, right? I ask this question to all my guests. If you go back in time and see little Orlando, what would you tell them?
Damn, bro, I'm keep it real, man. You got some really good questions.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate
no,
it.
I'm being serious. Like, some of the things that sometimes I don't even think about.
Yeah.
They're hitting deep, bro. They're hitting deep, bro. So if I could see little Orlando, what would I have told him? Damn, bro. Damn. What would I have told him? Fuck. Maybe I would have told him that there's nothing that he couldn't do. There was nothing he couldn't. That there was nothing that I wouldn't be able to, like that I can accomplish anything, pues.
Right.
Because I see all of the hard work that I've had to do to get where I'm at. And because, I think anybody that knows me probably know, like, they've made jokes like, hey, bro, you got ADD. And I'm just thinking, I'm looking at them like, hey, bro, how did you know? Like, did my doctor tell you? You know what I mean? Like, I got so much energy.
Yeah.
And so I think about how hard my journey was to get to where I'm at. And I'm just thinking, man, if somebody would have kind of like been like, hey, bro, like, don't trip. Like, like, you're good, bro. You're good. You got this. Like, I wonder what more I would have accomplished.
So you would have told yourself, you got this.
Yeah. I would have told myself,
no matter what you're doing in life, you got this.
All right. And I feel like if I would have done that, my dad was always spent all of his time working.
Yeah.
7 days a week. My dad's, I think, almost going to be 70. He works 7 days a week still to this day. And so, not having, it was 3 boys. It was me. I'm the youngest. I got an older brother, and then obviously my eldest brother, right? And so, we didn't spend a lot of time with my dad on the weekends. We didn't go to Disneyland, Six Flags, that wasn't going on.
Yeah.
And obviously we get it, right? My dad came from a big family. He came from a family of like I think 10 of them. And out in the rancho, Santa Catarina, Guanajuato. That's where my dad's from. And so I get it. He didn't have that escuela. Yeah. So how was he supposed to teach us? And obviously there was an educational component, right? Yeah. Like a lot of folks. Yeah. And so so there wasn't a lot of that like reassurance, right? My mom was always there for us. My mom rode for us. I the other day I asked her, I was like, hey, Mom, what's one of the memories you remember as being a parent? Yeah. Like, to me. Because I look at the little things that I find as cool memories with my kids. Yeah. And so she's like, I remember taking you to all your basketball games. Like, I remember taking you to all your soccer games, and we would load up the car with all of your other friends that's parents were always working. You know what I mean? And we'd load up the car. We'd have like 2-3 of us were in the trunk. The back seat was like 6, 7, 8 people, 2 people in the front. And so I remember those memories. And so I wonder what I would have accomplished if at a young age I truly, truly, truly felt safe, and that I felt supported in being able to do anything that I could do. Right. And again, like I said, my mom was always there for me. So my mom always gave me that love. Yeah. And so that's probably why I didn't go in a different route. Yeah. But I wonder if my father was there a lot more, and and just again, being or having an Orlando to basically say, hey dude, you got this, bro.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably, if I could go back in time, or if I could see myself and kind of just be like, hey dude, you got this, because I was always unsure as growing
Yeah.
up.
No, that's awesome, dude. I like hearing a different perspective from my guests. Like, some cry.
Bro, I was about to, bro. I was like, bro, you're asking these deep questions.
Luis,
bro.
what would you tell to your younger self? Don't need more tacos or what, Luis? Oh man, dude. At least your mom has a good memory. I think if I would have asked that question to my mom would be like, ¿te acuerdas ese día que te cortaste el pelo y que te chingué? I think that would be her.
Oh, yeah?
I used to have big hair, bro, and I used to be a big fan of Hernan de los Tigres del Norte.
Okay.
So I wanted to have his hair. So I did have, I even had a mullet. Y un día, dude, tenía un pelo, bro, y no se me quería bajar. I was like, fucking grass así. So I didn't know que se me hizo un hoyo, like, when I was getting to go to school, my mom saw me, she beat the shit out of me, bro. So I think that would be my mom's memory.
That would be your mom's memory, huh?
I was like, oh, man. But now, dude, I mean, shit, it's talking about your dad, I mean, I could relate, dude. My dad is, until this day, he's working, dude. But anyways, we'll have that conversation some other time.
Yeah.
Now to close it, I want you to shout out the event details.
Okay.
I want people to know where they could follow you.
Okay.
And obviously, date, location, and time. And then
You got it.
the platform is where you can look at the camera right there.
Okay, that camera right there.
Yeah.
Is that the camera I'm looking at? Okay.
Yeah, that one right there.
So again, just wanted to say thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me to come on here and obviously collaborate with you on your platform. For me, it's super important because I think that, again, more people seeing us kind of like working together, it'll create energy. So I just wanted to start off by saying thank you.
You're welcome.
So for us, Taco Fest is going to be a 2-day festival. It starts on Saturday, May 30th, and runs through Sunday, May 31st. On Saturday, there will be Lucha Libre is going to be like the main attraction that day. The event starts at 1 p.m. and it runs all the way to 9 p.m. There'll be a kid zone. There will be 2 stages. There will be over 30 different food truck vendors. There'll be over 40 retail vendors. And there'll be a 21 and up area. There'll be a lot of different things for the families to do. It's definitely family friendly. The ticket is only $10, so it's $10 gets you into the event and the whole entire experience from everything. And then it runs through Sunday, which is May 31st. That day starts at 10 a.m. and it runs to 4 p.m. And that day you can experience the car show. So obviously an event in Salinas is not an event if you don't have these beautiful classic cars, which is part of, I think, Salinas culture. And so we invite you guys out. If you haven't got your tickets, make sure that you purchase your tickets today. You can get those on Eventbrite. You can also follow us on our Instagram page and our Facebook page. So that's going to be at What's Grubbin' Salinas. And you can also check us out on our website, www.whatsgrubbinsalinas.com. And yeah, hit us up, man. We'd love to have you guys out there.
Well, like I said, guys, that was an awesome episode today. Like I said, it was a little bit different. And it's all about collaboration and working together, and let you guys know that Salinas has a lot of potential. And now that we're going to have more events moving forward, and this big event, Taco Fest, getting close to the rodeo, after like a month later, right? But just, I invite you, all you guys, to be there. I'll be there. And yeah, come and say what's up if you see me. Peace. We're out.